Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you are not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Wednesday, January 25th, and the day adds up and reduced to the number 6 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So today is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in the sign of Capricorn. Mercury reflects our mind, and the mind for me is the matrix. The mind is the matrix as far as the mind is our ego and our ability to identify with everything in this physical realm. The mind is beneficial when it comes to our human experience, but the mind should never be the master. The mind should be the servant. And through meditation, we learn to command the mind. Through meditation, we're able to recognize what it is that we're thinking by our feelings. And if we don't like what it is that we're feeling, then we redirect our attention to something else. And of course, all of this could seem easier said than done, but over time, by committing to creating more positive experiences for ourselves, we can keep redirecting the mind until it's a habit for the mind to look for the things to celebrate within our lives instead of looking for issues. Unless when we're looking for those issues, we're also coming up with solutions to solve those issues. So the mind is in Capricorn. And the mind is in a place of responsibility. The mind is in a place of traditions. The mind is in a place of authority. The mind is in a place of the father's legacy, or just whoever was a dominant figure in our lives, and the way they raised us and the way they said things are supposed to be. So the mind is in a place where it's reflecting on the way things are supposed to be. But Saturn rules over Capricorn. And Saturnian energy reflects you being the authority within your life. So however you were raised, that's beneficial, and a lot can come from it. But if you decide to have children, you become Saturn in those children's lives. So it could be a situation where you learn from past experiences and you live your life in a way that makes sense to you, or you reenact the past. And I was observing a conversation a few days ago with one of the person in the conversation is an earth sign. And this person is older now and filled with a lot of regrets because this person felt like they raised their children the way how they were raised, and they're realizing that they could have done things different. So this person finds themselves trying to right their wrongs. And this person was saying how everything they've ever done in their life, they've always seek counsel. They've always asked someone else who seemed more knowledgeable. And someone else who seemed more knowledgeable might be knowledgeable about that thing for themselves, but not necessarily for that person or how that person should be running or living their own lives. So when I think of, say, Mercury energy in Capricorn, I think of how we can find ourselves filled with regret because we lived our lives according to someone else's term, only to get to a point where we're saying shoulda, coulda, woulda. And observing this conversation confirmed so much to me. It confirmed so much to me because I'm the kind of person, like, I am not afraid to say, you know what, I've had enough of this. I don't want to have this experience anymore. It could be with anything. And I remember when I had to make a hard decision when, years ago, like 15 years ago, I had to make a hard decision. And one thing that my mind was saying was, what is everybody else going to say? And another thing that my mind was saying was, or maybe it was coming from my heart, who cares what everybody else says? It's my life. And the last thing I want is later on, I'm filled with regret. And I made my decision. I didn't look back, and I'm so proud of my decision. And I've lived my life that way. Like, how does this moment make me feel? How does that make me feel? And I pay attention to my body, because the body never lies. It's like, even though we can try to convince ourselves otherwise, pay attention to your body. Even though your mind might be craving certain foods, your body might start to show you the symptoms that you're going to experience from consuming the food. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your body when you're getting ready to interact with certain people that you truly don't want to interact with, but you've convinced yourself that you do because we've known each other for a long time. We go to the same church. Whatever you tell yourself, just pay attention to the body, how the body will repel that thing. You know, so when it comes to, say, Mercury and Capricorn, yeah, the mind is in a place where we're reflecting on legacy. We're reflecting on traditions. We're reflecting on how things used to be done and how we're doing things. And like I said, you know, the Saturns in our lives may have felt like this is how we're supposed to be living our lives. But I feel like the Saturns in our lives are like the Jesus, the Buddhas, and whoever else showed up in our lives as far as this is who we're supposed to worship. I feel like they're meant to be examples as to how we are supposed to find that authority within ourselves and govern over our own life. So when it comes to, say, Mercury, and today being associated with Mercurian energy, Mercury is being squared by the moon conjunct Jupiter. So the moon is in Pisces, Jupiter is in Aries. So of course the mind is in a place where, you know, it doesn't matter about what I feel. It doesn't matter about what's important to me. What matters is what these people think about me. What matters is how I look to the world. So it's okay if I put myself in debt, but if I'm in a nice car and a nice home, I appear to be successful, then that means that I'm winning at life, or at least that's what I've been told. So the mind is in a place where it is conflicted when it comes to, say, it's what's itself. It's the inner world and myself as an individual. And Mercury positively aspects Uranus. So Uranian energy talks about transformation and changes that's happening when it comes to, say, the systems having to do with school, education, finances. So Mercury in Capricorn is positively aspecting Uranus in Taurus. And when it comes to, say, that positive aspect, it's like the mind is reflecting on, say, responsibilities, but then changes in the world, and how these changes in the world can, say, you know, positively affect or influence my image, how I'm seen, how I'm remembered, or even maybe a position that I might get from these changes. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only thing for me is just check in with yourself. How does this thing make you feel? Make sure it makes you feel good, because as long as you're feeling good, you're going to be creating and manifesting good things. The day is associated with the number 6. It adds up and reduces the number 6 vibration. And with the day adding up and reducing to the number 6 vibration, the number 6, like Mercury in Capricorn, is one that deals with responsibilities. The number 6, like Capricorn energy, is also a material-driven number. So the number 6, like Capricorn energy, this is where success is determined based on, say, the kind of mate that we're with, as far as what society says an attractive mate should be, or how much a person should earn, what you should drive, what kind of home you live in. So the number 6 energy reflects how our definition of success, it stems from, say, these material things that were placed in front of us. And I find that sometimes we can repel certain people or certain things, not because it's not good for us, but because it doesn't fit this image that we have in our mind as far as what we should aspire to. And with the moon and Pisces, talk about, like, say, dream, where Pisces energy is a powerful manifesting energy, because that's our ability to go within ourselves and dream a good dream. But some of the challenges with Pisces energy sometimes is the fact that through media and marketing, we've been sold certain ideas and certain dreams, certain ideals. So this is where we go out into the world and we look for people and things to project those ideals onto. So we might find a mate that, looks the part, but when it comes to what's in them, there's nothing in them that is compatible to what's within us. But we overlook what's in them. They just look the part. So because they're the height and the complexion and they got the right job, then we run our ideal movie on them. We project onto them and see them as something that they're not, only to get to a point where we wake up and we feel like, oh, they deceived me, they betrayed me, they lied to me, when they've been consistent all along. You were just running a movie, and for a while they played along. They try to be who they thought you needed them to be, but then, like everything else, after a while the veil falls down. So with the number 6 energy on this day, we could find ourselves being extremely hard on ourselves when it comes to, say, the things we own and what it is that we don't own, or hard on ourselves because we feel like we don't have enough, we want more. On this day, we could find ourselves, say, if we go on social media looking at, say, how well everybody else is doing in relation to ourselves. So whenever the number 6 energy is present, this is where I always remind myself and others, it is important to redefine success for yourself and make sure success is defined based on your spiritual and your emotional growth. So how you're growing spiritually and emotionally, not how you're growing when it comes to, say, physical things. Because if you're growing spiritually and emotionally, then physically things are going to be growing for you. And if you've achieved certain things and then you lost it, then you can easily gain it back. But if you've achieved certain things and then lost it as quick, then that might tie into, say, self-worth, which is also something else, which is our ability to be worthy and deserving. And it's our ability, knowing that we're worthy and deserving, is what keeps things in our world. So the day is the 25th, and the 25th brings a 7 aspect to the day. So the day is like oil and water. Throughout the month, throughout this month, the days will be like that. Because the number 6 energy is material driven, the number 7 is energetic, spiritual driven. The number 7 is driven by investigation and curiosity, where the number 6 is driven by, say, attaining and having. The number 7 is searching because it wants to be. When it comes to the spirit animal associated with this day, I like this, the black egg. So to me, when I think of the black egg, I think of planting seeds within the dark. I think of, say, manifestations and possibilities. But when I look at this card, I'm thinking about, say, like I mentioned, what is your definition of success? First, you have to define something for yourself and then see yourself having that thing. And from that clear visual, that's where the seed is planted. So when it comes to the black egg energy, on this day creates opportunities to plant new seeds. And planting new seeds might be you reflecting, okay, what is my definition of success? Do I feel successful? Do I feel successful? And if not, what would make me feel successful? What would my life look like? What would that experience be like? And reflect on it, embody it, and that's where we plant the first seed. When it comes to, say, the tarot associated with the day, we have the 6 of Cups in the reversal position. This is the 6 of Cups energy in the upright position. In the upright position, someone is offering something. And the day is associated with the number 6 also. So when I think of, say, someone offering something, I think of, say, the number 6 energy, again, being responsible for others. But when it comes to, say, that card, to me, I think of maybe someone offering affection, affection, how it is that they feel about you. But in the reversal position, to me, it's almost like, say, offerings. It's like no reciprocity. It's like someone's offering something, but they're not being met with what it is that they're offering. That could be one aspect of that energy. And also, too, in the reversal position, I get the feeling of, say, someone offering something and not being met with the same energy in return. And then another aspect of that card that I get is, say, wanting someone to offer something that they're not offering. So to me, it's an imbalance when it comes to, say, emotions, like an exchange in emotions. And I could definitely see that as far as, say, the number 6 energy is a service oriented energy, and the number 7 energy is an introspective energy. So I think of, say, one aspect of us might be searching ourselves, trying to understand something on a deeper level. And then there's another aspect wanting to, say, have that romantic encounter or wanting to have intimacy. So it's like I think of, say, one person wanting to have more intimacy or wanting to connect with others on a certain level. And then I think of someone else, the other person, it not being received. And it not being received, not because, say, not because you're not enough or not because the person isn't into you. I just feel like it might not be received because people are in their head sorting things out, trying to understand things. And especially Mercury is the ruler of the day, and Mercury is in the sign of Capricorn. So the mind is on other things. What's coming to mind, I think of, like, say, two people in a relationship who have totally different priorities. So with where Mercury energy is, one person might be so focused on, say, you know, how they're doing in life, where they're going, and the other person is content being with that person who is ambitious. So the person who's content being with the person who is ambitious, you know, they're in a good space. So they feel like, you know, like, let's relax, let's have a good time. But the person who is ambitious, they don't feel fulfilled, they don't feel content. So because they don't feel fulfilled or content, one person want to cuddle up and relax and, you know, Netflix and chill, and the other person is like, are you kidding me? Like, don't you see these bills, or don't you see these things? Where one person feels safe that, you know, they feel safe that the other person will handle everything. And the person who feels like they have to handle everything because it's natural that they took on that responsibility isn't in the mood to do what the other person wants to do. So I just think of, say, two friends, or I think of people having different priorities. And because of the difference in priorities, gets in the way of intimacy. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be, say, you wanting to bond with a friend. And when it comes to, say, bonding with that friend, like, you want to have a certain experience and the friend can't meet you there because their focus and attention is on something totally different. They're trying to observe or understand something for themselves that can only come from within them. So even if you have the intentions to help and be supportive, the best way to help and support is to stand back and be hands off and not take anything personal. If you'd like to book a natal chart or tarot card reading, the link is in the description box below. If you would like to check me out on Patreon, that link is also in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a white heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.